What's up, everybody? Coming up on the Schuster podcast, I talked to one of the Usos, Kelvin, coming in live from the Hawke's Bay. We're going to chat about his favorite team in the NRL, the New Zealand Warriors, and the start of the NRL season in Las Vegas. In the first game of the round, New Zealand Warriors versus Canberra Raiders. We're going to chat about the teams facing each other. We're going to talk about the next 4 games the New Zealand Warriors have before their bye week in round 5. So, yeah. I thought we'll do a Warriors review since I'm living in Warriors country and have to do an NRL review before the season starts. So, this is it. This episode brought to you by the WesWes Network, brought to you by WesWesNet.com. Go check out the WesWes Network on our socials. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. Go check it out. Roll the intro. Let's go. All right, I'm here with Kelvin. He's chiming in all the way from the East Coast.
East Coast.
What's up, man?
Sup,
Yeah.
also.
Good. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you too. How's it over there in the west side?
Man, it rained today and it was a bit cloudy, but still muggy, eh? So
Yeah.
I think it's good for the plants and that, because
Yeah.
it's been dry last few days. So,
Yeah, it rained a little bit over here as well. But
yeah.
this is the first time it's been like cool weather. We've got cool weather today. But yeah, the last few days, man, even last week too, we've been hitting the 30s.
Yeah. You close to McLean Park?
Yeah, it's only like a probably 15 minute drive. Yeah.
Yeah, I only asked about McLean Park because last weekend it was really, really hot. Because I watched the game, the Drua versus Hurricanes game.
Yeah.
They played there, and that was perfect conditions for the Fijians, because they're like commentators saying, "Man, what a nice day! It's hot, you know." But Drua still lost the game. But yeah, I was just thinking how.
Shucks, I forgot that game was on, eh? This is how much I'm into my Super Rugby these days, eh? You know, the only thing I know about Super Rugby at the moment is the Blues aren't doing too well, man. It's like I said, current champs to bottom of the table at the moment, and that's only because I've been watching your fellas' podcast.
Tell me about it, man. Wow, hopefully they get their win this weekend, the first win of the year, which doesn't sound right for defending champions. But no, man. Yeah, thanks for jumping on the podcast. I know you rushed home to get on here because of your cricket final, bro.
Yeah,
man, how was that?
We made it to the top 4 this year, so we played for the third. We came third on the table. They didn't do like a semi or final thing. They just did top 2 play for the top, and then the next third and fourth play for third. And so like we lost, bro. So yeah, the other team batted first, but the funny thing is we played this team a couple of weeks ago and we sassed them. And then we played them this week, and then flipping, we saw that they had some new players, bro. It's like they got the ring-ins, and those guys, they batted first, set the score, and I was like, we could have got there, but we just, it was a bit of a mountain to climb in terms of runs to get. We lost some cheap wickets, and it's just like a fizzle into the year. But it was good in terms of the whole. Last year the lads, I think they came 9th or 8th. So to end up in the top 4 from being 9th last year and being top 4 this year, it's a big achievement. So we only missed out on the top 2 because one of our games we got a draw. So if we won that game, we would have made the top 2. Probably we would have came second, but because one of our games we drew, which was a bit of a controversial, because they do the scoring with the phone, like the umpire scores on the phone, and there was a controversial moment where we had the umpire goes, "Oh, we've got 3 overs to go," and I goes, "Oh yeah, sweet," and then they bowled that over, and then next minute the umpire goes, "Oh, hold on, my phone's glitching." And then he's like, "Oh, it's the last over," and I was like, "Oh, surely." But we ended up drawing because it was like real tight. We ended up drawing that game, but then yeah, it kind of cost us a spot in the final, and the grand final. But yeah, nah, it was good. Like first time playing cricket in like nearly 20 years, I think. Yeah,
Mm.
20 years. We haven't played
Yeah.
since, yeah.
It's been long. For me, it's been a long time since playing hit and roll in the backyard, eh, bro?
Yeah,
Hey, was.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, see the ICC champions on there, and Black Caps are made the semis.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I
They're in the
haven't been
semis,
following him.
so I think they're gonna play South Africa. Depending on results, it looks like they're gonna play South Africa
Yeah,
in the semis. But England, they got eliminated by Afghanistan last night.
yeah. So yeah, nah, Afghanistan's actually quite a decent team if you really look at them, especially in the short format, 2020 format.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
got some decent bowlers, especially spin. Spin's a real weapon in the 2020 format. Can really shut the run rate down. And like with the 2020 format, it's all about the run rate when you're batting. If you're setting the target,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, this one's the one dayers.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, so ODI. So yeah,
Oh
man, there's a
shucks, they
bit of
beat
an upset.
England in a one dayer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So hopefully the Black Caps can move on to the final.
yeah. Hopefully.
Sweetos, you're here today because man, I just wanted to get in some NRL before the season starts on Sunday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Season starts in Las Vegas, and the New Zealand Warriors, up against the Canberra Raiders for the first game in the first round, man.
Yes, Viva
So
Las Vegas. Las Vegas. Las
Las
Vegas.
Vegas, that's the catchphrase now.
Viva Las Vegas, man.
That might be the title in this little segment we got here. But just listening to what's going on in Las Vegas, like there's a lot of fans there from overseas. Obviously, like a lot of people walking around with NRL jerseys, man.
Nice, nice.
And I know in New Zealand flew off a couple of days ago with a whole contingent of New Zealand Warriors fans.
Yeah, one of the lads that they play in our team, he's gone over. He missed out on the final today to go to Vegas. And,
Nice.
yeah.
Was he on that plane? Was he on that flight?
I don't know. He probably. He flew out. I think the weekend just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they were going to Vegas, Los Angeles first for a little bit, and then heading Vegas.
Yeah, it's an interesting. Because I've been listening to it, like there was talk about last year's Las Vegas tour, and especially with the Manly Seagulls, because the Manly Seagulls actually went a week early than everyone else, just to go there and spend a week there, just relax and get used to it and get out of the jet lag, and just have fun and not worry about training. But then the next week, hard out training until that following weekend for the game, and actually they won that game, if you remember, last year.
Yeah.
So it's funny because the teams that went this year, like the Warriors and the Raiders, Penrith and Sharks, they adopted the same thing. So they all went early,
Yeah.
so they can have a relax in that and before they get into hard out training. But yeah, bit of drama with the Canberra Raiders team.
Yeah,
eh,
the
with
Raiders.
that-
I heard about it, but I didn't really look into it. But I just quickly. I don't know where I heard it. I think it might have been either on the radio or TikTok, one of the two.
yeah. So there was a fight or something, and
Yeah, that's
a couple
right,
of the
a
players
fight.
got kicked out of the hotel. Yeah, which I
Lee.
think could be a telling event for Canberra Raiders, eh?
Yeah.
Because if what's his name, Stewart, like he'll probably obviously tell them off and that, but he'll be hard on the players, eh? Hard on the team,
Yeah.
and I think that I don't know if that incident might psych them up somehow, like make them be as one again, like
Yeah.
feel sorry for themselves because of what happened, the shamefulness of what happened,
Oh, what the hell
apologizing
of
to
that?
the media and all of that. But
Yeah.
what does that do to the psyche of the team, man?
Yeah.
Could Stewart actually use that to his advantage to motivate his team? And that might, I don't know, I'm just saying, like, it might be a difference in the game come Sunday, but I don't know. But
Well, it depends. It could go either way. Like is it a sign of there's a bit of a dysfunction inside the Raiders camp or something? Like
Mm.
has Ricky Stewart lost his touch with keeping his boys in line, or like you said, it could motivate them silly, Now Maninga and fucking Laurie Daly and I played for this team, we got 3 championships in a row, or whatever, like could do that, like but looking at their team list, like they got some, experienced dudes in their team, So
Yeah,
yeah.
let's have a look at the Raiders team, because when I see, well, actually, when I compare the Raiders team to the Warriors team, what stands out to me is the Warriors forwards, man.
Mm.
I mean, fucking hell, that's a mean pack, eh?
It's a mean pack, and
Fucking
Cape
Fisher
Well.
Harris and Mitchell Barnett, like,
Mm.
you know. And then in your second row, Kurt Capewell,
Yeah,
he's pretty handy.
yeah. He's a workhorse, he's just that workhorse. Doesn't do anything flash, and he's not your flash player. He can pull one out of a hat every now and then, but he's just solid, like solid D. Runs good lines, But even like the what do you call it? Like the Raiders 4 pack, like they got a decent 4 pack, you got Joseph Tapini, Corey Horsburgh, the old orange haired fella, he can pull he can have a good game when he wants to.
Hudson
Have
Young
a
and Zach Hoskins.
yeah.
Zach Hoskins, good man, because he played
Mm,
for Penrith. I think not last year, year before.
yeah.
And man, he was scoring me points, man, on in our fantasy, man.
Fantasy. Man, I gotta get onto that, man. I haven't sorted my fantasy yet. I caught a little clip of yours in Simon's
Oh yeah,
little podcast on the fantasy, so it just reminded me. Sorry, I gotta get onto my fantasy, but I'm gonna watch their podcast and see what tips they got.
yeah.
I was like, I saw Simon's put in old Ali Leotawa,
Hmm.
Leotawa in his centers. I was like, oh, that's not a bad idea,
I never really watched the preseason,
Yeah, bro, he
but
had a
he's good, eh? He's one of the
bro,
guys, young dudes, eh, that's
he's
gonna come up, eh?
strong, Wolves.
Hmm.
Like 5 meters up from the line. You know how they do those plays where they drift it out, and they usually skip the center and hit the winger. It
Yep.
hits the fullback, and then the fullback throws that skip pass out to the winger. But they give it to him like 5 meters from the line. He's strong. Like he can hold his own. Usually, yeah, he's got that kind of like, yeah, he's just strong ball carrier,
Mm,
close to the
mm.
line, and he's young, so like he can only go up, like with his game.
Because you also got, and I saw him on what's that popular podcast in Australia? The bloke in the bar. Like they were doing a little
Kippies,
thing on Leka Halasima.
yeah,
Man, they had a good analysis of that guy. Eh?
yeah,
Like there was, I think there was a clip when they showed like he had a stinger on his shoulder.
and he kept on going,
Yeah, it kept on
just
going, man.
just
Even
put
with
his
his
body in the
sort
front.
fire, like, but the analyst was like saying, "I said, watch this. He gets in the tackle, it hurts his shoulder, gets back in line.
Yeah,
Because they were playing the Melbourne Storm, eh? Melbourne
yeah,
Storm
and they just
recognized
ran
it.
a cup ball. They ran a cup ball,
Yeah.
popped
They
it on
recognized
the
it.
inside.
They aimed for him, and he still tackled, eh? In
Yeah,
pain, man. So,
bro, honestly, and I've
wow.
had that happen to me in a game.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get a stinger, and bro, it goes straight. Your arm just goes like this straight away, and it's like you're trying to force it to, but it's like it's an instant cramp, and
Uh,
yeah, bro, and it's like your hand goes numb, and honestly, it just feels like you're one hand on the field, and like your brain is telling your arm to stretch out and throw it,
yeah.
but the body's not doing anything. It's stuck. And it's like, but you watch him, yeah, he just puts his body in front of the player and completes the tackle. So it's like,
So what goes through your mind when that happens? Like, obviously it happened to you. Like, would you like seeing what he did? How
mm,
hard is that to do? Like to just get back in line and defend again? Like
and so yeah,
he
like
hasn't got a sore arm.
It's all in the top two, like they say, top 2 inches. You just got to get back to your line because like if you don't, you're gonna leave a hole. It's not like rugby where it's sliding defense. You got, especially you got all these other guys. It's a one line defense. Once that line's broken, there's only the fullback. You
Mm.
know. But yeah, nah, it's just get that mentality. Just get back in the line. As long as you put your body in the way, slow him down, and then hopefully the guy on your right and your left can come and complete the tackle. It's just slowing that guy's momentum down.
But yeah, man, he's a promising young dude, eh?
Oh, there's some young talent in the Waz that, yeah, man, like Ali's one of them. That Leka's another one. There's heaps. To a picky, I'm so happy that he's getting picked. Like he's my fullback. Like straight up, he's my fullback. I would love to
Yeah.
see him at fullback and
Uh,
push Chance onto the wing. Like do what they've done with, or put him into the centres or something, or just maybe pass him on. I don't know, but like he's a future. Like he's gonna be there for the next 3-4 years, and hopefully they give him more game time. Otherwise he'll just get picked up by another club.
yeah, that's interesting. This back three, I think when it comes to when you hear on social media and all of that, like a lot of fans love RTS at fullback, or at
Mm,
least last year.
yeah,
Topiki came on for injury cover last year,
yeah.
but he showed signs of, man, he's a star in the
Bro, he
preseason.
was
I heard.
he
Hmm.
was the fullback when the Wales beat the Panthers in Magic Round. I don't know if you
Right.
remember that game in Magic Round and the Wales beat the Panthers. And that's the time when they had like flipping, they only fielded like six of their top 17 players. The rest were all injured. And he was playing fullback. They had a mean game. And like
Hmm.
he's got heaps of promise. He reminds me of that Falongo, for the Storm. Just that in that same as a Fuller. I think he played for the Dolphins. He filled in for Hammer at fullback last year. Just those short, stocky fullbacks that just can change direction without, like those David Smith. Remember David Smith?
Yeah,
They
for
played for,
Auckland.
yeah, those kind of ball carriers. But I'm excited to see Artis on the wing there. Like especially for our repeat sets. Like when we get that kick down and having guys like RTS bringing it back. Everyone knows that he's got that left foot step. It's just nobody knows when he's gonna throw it. He's either gonna run straight or throw that left foot step, and it's and he does it at pace. He's still got pace. He hasn't probably got the top pace that he used to have, but it's still quick. Like he'll beat the first guy. 9 times out of 10 he'll beat the first guy. And he'll get the wards on the front foot.
So
Hmm.
yeah, you're happy with him at wing. You wouldn't want to
Nah,
see him back in the
nah,
centres like they used
nah. I
him last
prefer
year.
he's on the wing.
Hmm.
He's a finisher. He's always been a finisher. When he was at the Roosters and he first started at the Roosters, he was um, a winger. So it's good that he's been put back on the wing, and
Yeah.
then that way Chance can not worry about having Roger in the back of his mind. I don't know, but yeah, he's another worry. I don't know. The first preseason game, he was doing this. They were kicking high balls to him, and he was doing this funny technique of putting his hands up first, and you know. I was just like, oh, weird. Like, I've never seen that from him before. I was like, what are you doing? Are you praying to God to first before you catch the ball? But if you watch the game, every time they kicked the high ball to him, he had his hands up in the air first, and then, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just remember like being taught if you ever get it, just make the bread basket, like. But he's like pray first, then bread basket. Maybe doing karakia before he eats the ball. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I hope Webster has settled now because he's lost players, he's gained players, and
Mm,
especially with the back line, it's sort of like we think about last year. It's sort of like being experimental with
yeah.
putting people in these places and seeing if
Mm,
they do well. Like I know the Kiwis use Chance as a standoff,
yeah.
right? Because they wanted RTS to be at the back or something, or
Yeah.
someone else to be at the back, but just playing with little things. So we know Chance can play six, play in the halves, but I think he prefers fullback, and
Yeah,
he
I
might be a
think.
better fullback than he is in the halves,
Oh, way better fullback
Yeah,
than the halves.
yeah. But
Um,
then, like you said, you like um, Tuapiki as
as
a
fullback as well.
fullback too. So when you compare the two, Chance and Tuapiki, why would you prefer Tuapiki over Chance? And where would you put Chance on the
If I
wing?
was to put, yeah, if I was to put, what's it called? Um, Torpiki, a fullback, chance will be on the edge, either centre or wing. I wouldn't put him in the halves because he's greedy. I don't know if you watched that Kiwis game, but he hardly gave the ball, and when he did give the ball, it was hospitals. He's not a natural six. I can see why they put him at six, so he can run, make him a running six rather than a ball playing six. But yeah, no, yeah. Maybe like if we're desperate on desperate, then throw him in the halves. But yeah, no, he's an outside back. You know, he can play centre, he can play wing, um, fullback. At the moment, like if I was to like, use my thinking brain and not pick favourites, Chance would be my fullback. Just so, but to have Picky on the field at least, or on the bench, or because he just needs more
Somewhere, right?
game time. Yeah,
Mm.
somewhere because he needs more game time. I don't know, maybe Picky at six if we need him at a six. If we
Mm.
get injuries and that, just because he's got that extra bit of speed within the first 10 meters. You know, he's got the extra bit of a little bit of space. It's just a good ball runner. And the only thing he lacks is his size. Like especially being on the wing. Like who's he marking on the wing? Um,
Yeah, but yeah, it's sort of safe because who's on the bench then for your back three? Who's your wing fullback cover?
they got
Because
Liquor.
obviously,
Oh, Liquor. This is forward, eh?
yeah,
None. They're all forward. Oh, Dimitri Vaimonga. I haven't heard that much about that guy. I don't really watch him.
because I know
They
we'll
got.
talk about this. We'll talk about this later, but I think that's my thing about the Warriors. Their bench is is sort of weak.
Mm,
If they can bring up these guys, and I say that because with the inclusion of Morgan Harper from North Sydney Bears, I think he was at. They
yeah.
brought him over from there. Like, but he's covering center, so that means they don't want. That tells me they don't want RTS to play in the centers, like
Mm.
just to stay out in the back
Stay in the
three
wing or
or fullback, But
fullback.
yeah, I don't know about Morgan Harper, I don't think he's gotten over his horror game against the Sharks when he played for Manly. The
Yeah.
game that the game that made him famous
Yeah.
for the wrong reasons.
For the wrong reasons. He
But
had a butter.
that
He had a
happens,
butterfly moment, eh?
because that happens,
Yeah.
There's certain games that traumatize certain players,
Yeah.
and players never recover. Like if a player has a bad game for some reason
Mm.
or gets showed up from someone from the team,
Yeah.
man, that sort of sticks with them forever,
Prime example for that was Manu Butterfly. I don't know if you remember when he first started. I think it was probably his second year,
Mm.
and he had a shocker where he was just dropping every single high ball that was coming to him.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
And then,
remember. I
and
remember.
then I remember oh, it's right. I was watching Butterbean. He was on what's his name? David Leteli's podcast, and he was talking about. And I remember that because even like the commentators were doing the like they weren't even watching commentating the Warriors, and then they'll be like, "Oh, he's done a butterfly," like that's how famous he came. But this is where like guys like Ivan Cleary,
Yeah.
because he was the coach at that time, and this is how like guys like Ivan Cleary, you got those coaches, and that's why they're so successful because they get to know their players and know to bring out the best of them out of them.
Mm.
And that's probably what happened to Harper since that horror game. He just hasn't had that coach. Because who was the coach at the time for the Manly Sea Eagles? Was it Seabold?
Nah, it
No?
was what's his name?
Oh, Hasler.
Des Hasler. Desi.
Hasler.
Yeah. Fuck.
Sorry. I thought you were Manly.
Nah, it just escaped my head.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah, maybe because this Hasler, bro, he's good at
Yeah.
smashing doors off the hinges.
Yeah.
But
I
maybe
thought that
he
was
didn't have
AI.
that.
I thought that was AI. Um,
Maybe he just didn't have the right coach to break him out of it. But yeah, that was the thing. And then I remember like he went from trying to catch the ball to like batting it back to row party. If you remember, old Vadibai was doing that a lot.
yeah.
And so then he started catching it. Like he slowly got back into his game. So hopefully Harper comes and Webster is that coach that helps
Mm,
him. And like going on the Harper thing, like when you wanted to talk to me about the Harper, my thoughts on the Harper thing, I was like, oh, fuck, he's too old. He's too old. Like he's it's too late for him. But I was thinking that he's in his like late 20s, going on 30s. He's only
mm.
26.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's only
Yeah.
26
No, it's
because
young.
he looks old for his age. If you
Yeah.
really look at him. And
Yeah.
then I
Well,
heard
it's
a
his
talk.
defense. That's what everyone's
Yeah,
thinking. He's got bad defense, right?
yeah,
But yeah, he just needs to have a good game again.
yeah.
Like have
Just to bring it, because
because before the Talakai game, I don't remember him being like really bad at all. Like
nah,
he
he's a
went he went
solid.
he went downhill after that game, that
Mm,
Talakai game, obviously. But
yeah,
before that, I thought he was okay. He wasn't the
yeah,
best, but he was okay. He was doing his
yeah.
job, and
Doing
that's
his
all you
job, solid.
need someone to do their job. But yeah, after that Talakai game is just we
Yeah.
slowly shipped them off. So yeah, they got Morgan Harper and he'll cover center,
Mm.
but he'll cover center like last
Last straw.
last straw.
But I spoke to this other guy that I follow on TikTok, and like he's like, he lives and breathes the Warriors. Like I only just follow the top side. He follows all Harold Matthews, the flipping
Yeah.
whole shebang, and he was the one I was trying to get onto your podcast.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, but he's in Japan at the moment. But
I'll get
he
him on
goes
next
by
time.
Warriorholic on but he goes on one of the radio shows, sports
Oh,
radio shows, and when they do Warriors breakdown, they get him to come on and does it. He's on. But yeah, I spoke to him about it. So what do you think about Harper? And then he did something that actually got me thinking, because like apart from the likes of Tuivasa, who else? Pompey and maybe Rocco Berry? Maybe. How old is Rocco Berry? He's still early 20s, eh? And he's
sure.
another player that's on the sideline that
He's still
hasn't
injured,
come
eh?
back. Yeah,
So
he's
he's
still
coming.
injured.
He'll be.
I think
He's another one that's sort
yeah.
of fallen off a cliff, eh? Like,
Well, because it's just injury, yeah.
hmm.
And but then he mentioned that like we don't have many outside backs that in the mid 20 range.
Hmm.
They've got that experience, and maybe it's a good thing to bring someone like Harper in to the camp just to share that experience with the younger fellas that are coming up.
Yeah.
Especially
Like
that mental side of the game.
oh yeah,
I'm like
that's yeah.
thinking, oh man, he likes giving away penalties every now and then. Or flipping. I'm just hoping it's not another like Kane Evans. I don't know if you remember Kane Evans when the Warriors signed Kane Evans, and then he finally got a game, and then I think he got 2 sin bins in the game. His first game for the Warriors. I was like, oh, so what a waste of money.
Yeah. I wasn't too hard on the Morgan Harper signing, but I
Nah,
think he'll have his role there, eh? He'll have his
yeah,
role in the club,
he'll have his role.
and
I was
if he
reading
get a
like
horror shock of injuries down the
mm,
centers, like 5 guys down, he's the next man up there. But
yeah,
I wanna let's just take a look at the game. Yeah, so what do you think's gonna happen in the game, man? Do you think? Okay, I want to ask you this question differently. How would the Warriors lose this game? What would have to happen for the Warriors to lose this game? Would it be for Canberra Raiders to just be unstoppable? Because the Canberra Raiders' identity last year was they'll win these close games and come back, or have
mm.
these
Well,
comebacks, eh?
yeah, they're one of those like Canberra Raiders they have those kind of like how some teams have that one team that just does it to them. I think for the Raiders it's the Warriors.
Mm.
The Warriors do it to the Raiders, like, and I think they've done. And every now and then the Raiders will do it back to the Warriors, like do those last minute pull a rabbit out of the hat ones. But so your question, how would the Warriors lose this game?
Yeah.
I think it'll come down to our kicking game
Right. You don't
because
trust
we got a young halves
you don't
combination.
trust Metcalf.
No, I do. But like this will be his first, official NRL game, and he was kicking well, and I really liked his kicking game in the
Hmm.
preseason. He was
Because we never
hitting
quite
the
saw that last year, eh? Because last
nah.
year, only
He
the
was a
few
run.
games he played,
He was running. He
he
was
was there
six.
running 6, eh?
Yeah, he was
Hmm.
six. He was a running six. Like. But now he's been given the keys to the car. Like now he's got to actually add. Show that he's got a whole game. He just doesn't have a running game where he's drawing in the defense and creating holes on his outside. That's so yeah, that's where I think we will lose because you got the likes of Jamal Fogarty
Hmm.
and he's got a really good kicking game. I really like, he's not the most flashiest player, when he was playing for the Titans and then he got chased down by flipping, what's his name? Who was the forward? Oh, Papali'i.
Hmm.
I remember when Papali'i chased him down when I was like, man, what kind of seven gets chased down by a prop? Papali'i of all props. But if there is one thing that Jamal Fogarty does have, he has a really good kicking game. Like
Hmm.
I do like his kicking game. His high balls, his short game, short kicking game, his long kicking game, kicking to the corners. But yeah, that's where I think we'll. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. If anything, I'm really excited is that Chanel Tavita, CHT, Chanel
Yeah.
Harris Tavita has got a chance. Like I've always rated him, even before he left to go to his have a rest from league and then come back. I was just like, man, like give him that. Once Sean Johnson announced that he was going to retire, I was like, man, I hope CHT gets the nod ahead of to Mighty Martin. Like if I'm thinking future for Warriors, say like the next say 2-3 years, then I'm thinking Chanel Harris Tavita. Like I'm not to Mighty Martin maybe two max this year, next year max. But if I'm thinking beyond that, then I gotta invest in CHT more than Tamari Martin. Tamari Martin will be the backup to those two.
Yeah, that's interesting because Harris Tavila, he's the defensive-minded half, eh? And
Yeah,
he's probably the top
bro,
defensive half in the whole comp, eh, man.
bro, he can hit like a forward.
Yeah,
Like
man. And that's why he
who
can
did
play
he hit?
hooker.
Who did he hit last year? He flipping blindsided some dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maybe an ex-warrior. I think he did it too in one game. But yeah, he's the outside in guy. Like looks like he's going outside, but then hits the player from the blind side. As they're looking to catch the ball and turn, boom.
And I think maybe
he's
that's why they got him to start at 6 instead of Tamari Martin,
yeah,
just to have a different sort of
yeah,
look at the halves. Like he's a obviously
yeah.
a different
And
kind of half, eh?
and like they've tried shaping CHT as the next seven.
Mm.
They've tried it. They've tried it, and I don't think. No, I don't think they failed. It's just that I prefer him at six. Then he doesn't have the pressure of the kicking game because his kicking games can be on, his kicking game can be off. He's kind of like a Carlos Spencer when it comes to kicking game. You never know which one you're gonna get. Especially with one of the games last year when he like missed like three kicks at goal when they were right in front, and that cost the Warriors a game. But it just takes some pressure off, and then he can just focus on his running game, and he's got a good running game. Yeah.
I agree with you with the kicking game might lose. Um, that might be the Warriors' downfall because when you say Jamal Fogarty as a better kicker, yeah, you're right. So, but I think that's what Canberra. I think that's the only thing Canberra has over them in this game. And if they can concentrate on on Fogarty just kicking to the right spots there,
Yeah. If they just put pressure on the fifth tackle, fifth tackle, and just I don't know, probably get Fogarty out of position, so he's not taking that last kicking option. I don't know, run at him,
Mm.
or like I don't know. But another area I want to really look at is the hooker area because they got Tom Starling. I really like Tom Starling. He's like another Damien Cook, just that real nuggety, real quick off the mark hooker. Him against Wade Egan. So that'll be another one. Those hookers are really vital, putting their forwards in the front foot off the ruck. Like popping out, getting that ruck speed and hitting that forward while that forward's running onto the ball. So it'll be good to see how they play
It
against
sounds
each
like
other.
we're saying it's pretty even.
Yeah, well, yeah. I
Looks pretty
think
even.
it is pretty even in some sense.
Mm.
Like if you look at the centres, like you got Timoko. Timoko's in there for the Raiders. And he's solid as, like flipping now. He's like another flipping what's his name? Brian To'o by centre, like just that flipping low centre of gravity, strong, you know. And then you got Sebastian Chris, and he's gas, he's got gas. So they got good players, like the Canberra Raiders. Yeah, I'm looking at their team, pretty solid, you know. And they got Papali'i's back, and they got Mariota, Papali'i, and Mariota's a good forward, solid forward for the. I used to have him on my fantasy
Oh yeah.
last
How
year.
did
Oh,
he go? How did
Mariota,
he go?
he was average. He wasn't. It's just because he was coming off the bench.
Mm.
So,
Okay, what's your who's your pick?
obviously, okay. If I'm a betting man, I'll
Under
be
12 over.
uh, Warriors 12 and under.
Oh yeah, not
Warriors
bad,
12
not
and
bad.
under. I'm
I
a
might
being
should
a
put
betting man.
I'll put a bet down on this. I might go
Yeah,
for because I think the yeah I'll go for Canberra on this. Because I think because having a chat to you and talking about it, I can see how sort of even these two teams are. So it can be
yeah.
anyone's game. You know.
It'll be a battle of the forwards, definitely, because they have similar game. Ricky Stewart loves, grinding rugby league.
Mm.
He really likes his forwards to put their hand up and flip and, earn your money, bro. Like flip and get out and earn the right to run those each plays. Smash it up. He's always been that kind of coach that demands a lot from his forwards. And they got some exciting backs, like and Jamal, Fogarty's got a good kicking game. And I'm really, really excited to see how this combination goes. CHT and Luke Metcalf. Um, is he part Samoan? Luke Metcalf.
Oh, I don't think so.
Because you know how you see some of the NRL players in their teams, and then they pose with like their country
Oh, I
flags.
saw a photo. Yeah,
I
the
saw a
Samoa
photo of
flag
him
on there.
posing with the Samoan flag. I was like,
Yeah.
silly, really? It was like, no, take it with a grain of salt. It's like next minute, be like Michi Panetti. Hey, next minute he's Samoan. But yeah,
Okay, Canberra is playing 225 to Warriors 165.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I think I'll put down, 12 under
yeah.
for Canberra.
I got I got to give it up to the Waz though. Like they had Sean Johnson over there. It was a couple of months ago, or just after the beginning of the year, just before Super Bowl,
Mm.
and he was over there and flipping hyping up. Taking me to one of the Rams. Is that Las Vegas or LA Rams? One of the
Rams, LA, yeah.
yeah LA Rams, huh? Yeah, went to one of their games and he was promoting the Warriors over there. So hopefully they've built a bit of a fan base over there. But it's good, like for the game, for NRL. Like if anything, that's where rugby has it over league. That it's more international. Like you got Super Rugby when it used to
Yeah.
be like the old format of Super Rugby, and teams will travel. Teams will travel, and like talking to the guys that I not played with, but like went to uni and had some dudes that were on the fringe. You know how you got those guys that are on the fringes of club
Yeah.
playing club rugby, and they could, just almost at that fringe where they could either go get a contract overseas. So I remember going to uni with a couple of those guys, and and you could see that they got talent, but they're just on that fringe of getting a contract, either super contract or overseas contract, and then they'll be like, "Oh, why don't you give Liga a go?" Like fucking hell, go give Liga a go, man. You'll be a mean centre or you'll be a mean fullback, like, and then they're like, "Oh, no, they want to pursue the rugby because of the travel, because you travel more. Like rugby's played more around the globe. You got the comp in Japan, you got the comp in USA, you got the comp in flipping Europe, you know, which is good, like, but it's good that leagues heading over to Las Vegas and to get that, second year, getting more what do you call it, screen time
Yeah. Trying to get more
in the
exposure.
mainstream. So hopefully, if America, like America's got their comp, rugby comp now,
Mm.
hopefully, because they tried that Toronto team, in the Super League, and that fizzled out.
Yeah,
Well,
that's right. The one
that
that
was
Sonny Bill
the one
Williams
they
went to
Sunny
play
Bull.
for.
They signed him like for $1 million a season or
Yeah.
something. But
Yeah.
COVID hit. It was around COVID, was it?
Mm.
So hopefully, like it brings league back into the picture, and that could be another, But I think they got their own Tomahawks, the USA
Yeah,
team.
that's right. That Toronto team. Sweet. Just want to look at the next 4 games the Warriors gonna have,
Mm,
or at least the next 3 games after this Raiders game, because they got a bye in week 5.
yeah.
So
So we've got Raiders.
yeah. So we're out of the next 4 games. How many games do you think all these games are winnable? They've got
Yeah.
the following week they've got the Seagulls at
Oh,
Auckland.
definitely.
Well, they got 2 Auckland games, right? And
Yeah,
2 weeks in
yeah.
a row, back-to-back Auckland
Back to
games
back.
with
And out of
Seagulls
the
and
two, they got a
Roosters.
50-50 chance, man. Because, like, straight up, it's first home game for 2025, and the Warriors fan base, man, they stack it, it's going to be a packed stadium again, so it'll be but Eagles, I haven't seen their lineup, like, they've got
Oh,
Tommy Turbo back in the number 1 jersey, hopefully he doesn't get injured in the first game. Will
you
this
don't.
be a first game for the Eagles? It would be, eh?
No, it'll be the second game. Yeah, it'll be the second game. Don't know who they
Alright.
play first, but yeah. So if you look at the track record between these 2 teams, it's
Yeah.
terrible. I think the Warriors have lost more games.
Well, yeah, I think
Um,
so.
I think Eagles is their bogey team, I reckon. But the draw they had the draw last year
Mm.
in Auckland, so this will be like a rematch of that game.
With that game.
Seagulls are strong. We haven't really made any moves, really, which is the healthy team now. We've got like a couple of years behind the players, so
You guys got a massive forward pack too.
yeah.
You got
Olakwatu, yeah.
Josh Aloye. I'm so
Yep.
glad you guys got rid of Schuster. Like
He's
if there was
at
one,
he's at Rabbitohs, but he's got a good
yeah,
coach now, so he
he's
might
got a better coach.
yeah, so he might
So hopefully,
unlock him,
yeah,
unlock his
hopefully,
potential.
unlock something because he's got talent.
Yeah,
He definitely has talent. He's got set of skills where like, let's take away the big body, work on those skills, and work on the mindset too to build his confidence to use that skill because he does. He's got a nice passing game. He's got soft hands. His short kicking game's pretty good when he's been playing well. But then it just fizzled out. I was hoping, like he'd be really good and come to the tour Samoa and bring those with him. But nah, mate. Yeah,
I've got 2 out of 2, 2 out of 4.
2 out of 4.
I got 2 losses, 2 wins for the Warriors with these 4 teams.
Yeah,
I got them winning against the Raiders.
yeah.
Let's just say they win against Raiders. I think I got them losing against the Eagles. I got them winning against the Roosters because that Roosters team, they've lost heaps of players.
Mm.
And I think Spencer Laniu, he's suspended for a
Huh?
few games. Yeah, for preseason. Something happened in the preseason, I
Yeah.
heard. So he's suspended.
Actually,
So
I
I don't
think
know
you're
if
right.
he's
I
going to
think
play
I.
in that game, if he's back for round 3 or not.
Yeah.
But, they've lost a lot of players. They've lost... the young number 7's injured.
Oh, Walker.
Yes, Sam Walker. He's injured. They got no... what's his name?
So I guess another
Hargraves.
game.
Hargraves is gone.
Mm.
And Manu, he's gone too.
He's gone too. So they lost quite
and
a
Kerry,
few.
And Kerry's gone.
Kerry's gone.
Yeah, so...
I think the Roosters will be on a rebuild. This will be a rebuild season
Yeah.
for them. So what? You got them losing against the Tigers?
Yeah. Only
Aww.
because they're unknown, man. We don't even know how Luai's going to play.
That's like a question mark. I got to see
Until-
the Tigers in the first 2 rounds.
Terrell May. Yeah.
You know, like you got to see them first before making a judgment on. I have to, because I'm like, they're my dark horse, bro. Like I honestly, like, I'm looking at like you got Kelvin and fucking Luai in the halves. Galvin's he's young, keen, and then you got flipping. His halves partner is Luai. It's like wow, like you got a master and an apprentice right there. And then you got flipping Tyrell May. He's amping to go because he doesn't like the way he got let go by the Roosters. And then you got who else is there? Royce Hunt.
Mm.
Is it Royce Hunt? Bro, he's a beast.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
See? You're just talking yourself into them losing, man.
No, I'm not talking them into losing. I'm talking. I want to see them in the first 2 rounds. Like names are names, but a team is a team. So I want to see how they play as a team for the first 2 rounds before I go. Ooh, interesting. Because like I'm real optimistic with the Tigers. I've all, like, what have they got? Three wooden spoons in a row, or was it 4?
Yeah, something like that.
And like when you see teams like that, you want the best for them. And I just hope they do well this year. Like they're due for it. They're due. Like, and yes, I can't make a prediction on the Tigers because I really want to see what they look like. But I see them winning against the Eagles, and that's because I want them to win against it. It was first home game, mate. 2025, mate. The hype is real.
That's a shame. First home game and they're gonna lose.
Fisher Harris, co-captain with old Michi Barnetti. First home game for Harris. Oosh. That, and like it'll be a big one. Yeah, definite win against the Roosters. Yeah, it's a close one. I reckon it'll be a close one between the Eagles and the Warriors. Very close one. It'll be a battle of the forwards. Another.
I might actually pip the Warriors over Tigers because you're right. Tigers the first time team now, like rebuilding team, and Warriors been sort of together. The most they got more players that played together already.
Yeah.
Year under their belts or a couple of years under their belts. So that's a factor. That's a factor.
So
and that's why I think Seagull's gonna win because man, they've had their core for a long time, man. And they've only been having losing seasons, or they probably never had a losing season in a while. Because I think they make the playoffs. Maybe they didn't make the playoffs 4 years ago. But they've been around the belts. But injuries has been their downfall. Injuries has been Seagull's downfall.
Especially with Turbo,
yeah.
He's so key. You think, oh no, he's only a player, but he's so key to because of what Turbo was. He's like shit to flies. He's one of those players that just fucking draws defense. Like the defense. If you're a defense line, right, and you've got someone like Turbo on the other side, like you're looking. Oh, where is he? Oh yeah, he's drifting out that way. Let's go. Like he's like that. And then, opens holes on the other side, or opens holes on Turbo's inside. He'll pop out, bang, hit an inside runner, or he'll just fucking break through. You see, he's that player, and
man, he's gonna do that all day.
I hate it when he plays for the
stadium, man. He's gonna do that all day.
He's like one of my favorite players because he's that guy. But I just have seen him in that maroon and white. I'm like,
It's the two Tommies, mate. Two Tommies gonna run in circles, mate. Tommy
I used to have
Talau,
that
Tommy
issue when
Tvorovich.
I used to have that issue when I was watching Steve Merai, Steve Matai, I say Skivvy, man, I love you, man, but that jersey.
So yeah, I got 2 out of 2. You got the whole 4.
Nah,
Since
nah.
you got
I got 3 out of the 4.
okay.
I'm not gonna make a decision on the Tigers because I really want to watch them first before making my decision.
Right.
Like I see, because like they're my like I got a soft spot for the Tigers because I really want to see them succeed this year. I
Fair
really
enough.
do.
Fair enough.
I really do. And like if I see, like you know what I mean, like because then if I watch the first 2 games and then it's like, oh, there's something there, then I'll like definitely go, okay, Warriors. But who knows? But then like watch the first 2 games and mea kasi, still kaya, poor Luai. But then like you gotta be excited. You gotta be excited about their spine too, because you got flipping Coruscant at hooker, then you got obvious Kelvin and Luai in the halves, and then you got Buller at the back. He's mean. Like he's sicky, man. I like Buller. So and then you got they've bought well. They bought well in the forward pack. And was Papali'i still there?
Nah, he's at Penrith.
He's gone, He's gone to
He's gone to
Penrith.
Penrith. Yeah.
I hope that because Penrith has got that one from the Eagles, Talangi. Brand,
Yeah. Like, yeah.
I hope he does well.
I think he was on the bench. I think they put him on the bench.
Yeah. I hope he gets jam. He'll be good under a good coach. He's got talent to burn. Bro,
Tigers have Knights on the first game. Their first game.
That game he debuted in, that Brad Talangi, and he ran over the top of Turbo. What were you thinking when you saw that?
I can't remember. Can't remember those.
I was like,
I probably missed that game.
I was this guy. I was like, shucks. I was like, what did I just see? And then the commentators were playing their replay over it, and I'm like, nah. Because if there's one thing Turbo does have is good defense too. Like he is a big body. He's not small. He may look like skinny link, but he's a big body, man. I'm excited for this NRL season.
Yeah, me too, man.
There's some good teams out there. Got some good names to the paper. Like yeah.
Yeah,
it's going to be wooden spooners.
I think Eels, or Dragons. Eels or Dragons.
I'm to see Eels or Dragons. I think they just fell apart towards the end of last year, and it's going to affect them this year.
Yeah. Most probably Dragons, I think, but we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, Oos. Thanks, man. Thanks for jumping on, man. That's us.
Nah, all good. All good.
Yeah, man. I hope. I'm gonna sort of try and have a get together on Sunday and watch the game with the family. But how are you gonna be watching the game?
We'll see. Probably go down to because it's in the afternoon,
1 o'clock Sunday.
Yeah. So hopefully might go down to the pub or something, local pub, and
nice.
Catch up with see if there's any Wise fans celebrating somewhere for the first NRL season, game of the season. Yeah.
All right, thanks for jumping on, man.
Nah, no worries, brother. Definitely catch up again for another NRL.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see how your picks go after. We'll do one in the bye week, so see how picks went.
Yeah,
that's when I say I told you so.
We'll see how the second round goes. See if I answer the podcast or not. Nah, all good, Uso. Have a blessed one,
Yeah, you too.